Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of Twin Flame Truth TV. In today's episode, you are going to learn how to spot a scam and not get ripped off throughout your twin flame journey. This video is long overdue. I should have done this a while ago. Um, you know, back when I was at my space in your journey and started mine where you are now, I had gotten scammed. I wasted $36,000 and 6 months of time before I met my teacher on people claiming to help me navigate my twin flame journey and help me, through my pain. And there's no casting stones here for me. I mean, I am not, blaming anyone for falling for anything. I did. And I still have students that come to me. And I mean, many of them have wasted even more than what I've wasted, and, more time and more money, hundreds of thousands of dollars sometimes before they find me. And so this stuff is still out there, right? It's still out, and I think it's even growing. I even in an email today, I received an email today in my personal inbox, and it was from some spiritual thing unrelated to twin flames. I had thought that I joined like years and years ago, just one of these spammy emails that came in, but today it said something about twin flames. And so I was like, well, let me read this. And it was just so inaccurate and so wrong. And I guess now this person is jumping on the twin flame bandwagon when they've never been on there before or whatever. So anyway, there's just so much misinformation and erroneous information out there. And not only, I mean, do I not want you to waste your money or waste your time? Money, I mean, you can always get money, and time is irrelevant on this journey. So, I mean, the worst part really is that believing any of this erroneous information out there and like these scams is prolonging your journey. It's keeping you from where you want to go. It's keeping you from getting what you want, which is to be happy and to have peace and love, which is your soul and which is your twin flame, right? Any of this stuff out here that I'm about to detail and list in this video is doing nothing but exacerbating your pain, reactivating or keeping activated your core wound, keeping your twin flame physically away from you, and really just prolonging your journey, not guiding you on the right path at all. So, this video, tune in. You're going to learn a lot here. And I'm not doing this to bash anyone. I'm not, saying that anyone out there is scamming anyone with purposefully or with negative intentions. I believe most of these people out here probably do believe what they're saying and think that it's correct or accurate. And I mean, who can blame them? I mean, they're exposed to all this crazy, erroneous information too. So, I mean, it's just one big crazy soup of false stuff out there that, is unfortunately making this journey a hell of a lot more difficult for most people out there than it needs to be. So, without further ado, I am going to go into through a list basically of things where if you see these things, if you run across anyone who is touting any one of these things regarding twin flames, then run. Do not even read it. Do not waste any more time on it. Do not spend money on it. Run. It is not conducive to where you want to go. They're just not coming from the right space. Their focus and perception isn't in the right necessary place it needs to be. To deal with the twin flames, to help anyone on a twin flame journey. It's not coming from truth. Okay, so the first thing I want to address is anyone who refers to twin flames or the twin flame journey as a concept. I see this all the time. This was the email that came into my inbox this morning. The twin flame concept, the concept of twin flames. Well, guess what? Twin flames are not a concept. This was a big one with my teacher. My teacher, that's the first thing she always said in all of her writings, that twin flames are not a concept. They are divine truth. They're the divine truth of creation. The word concept implies that it's maybe like a theory, or like someone, came up with it, or invented it. That is, sorry, my dog just has to randomly bark right now, of course. But that's not what twin flames are. They're not a concept. They're divine truth. In fact, they are the divine truth of creation. What does that mean? That means they are the answer. I mean, they're basically the answer to what everyone, for civilizations, for generations, have been looking for. The ancient Greeks and Romans, most of their mythology exists to explain like why we're here, how did we get here. The very first chapter of religious texts, like the Bible, comes up with a story of like why we're here, how did we get here. It's all about creation. That was the number one question that humans started to have when they started to philosophize and think about where they came from. And the answer to that question is twin flames. Twin flames are the divine truth of how we are created, how we are incarnated here on Earth in the physical world. So as we incarnate, well, let's just look at it this way. The physical world is one of opposites and duality. I say that all the time, but it's true. You can see that. There's up and down, hot and cold, in and out, light and dark, good and bad. I mean, you name it. Everything has an opposite. But that only is the case in the physical 3D world. In the realm of the soul and in the other dimensions, that's not the case. There aren't opposites. In the realm of your soul simply is. It's love. It just is. It's all encompassing. It's all, omnipresent. It's limitless. It's boundless. It just is. And so that is actually why we incarnate into the physical world, is because our soul, in so doing, can make an opposite of itself. It can make an opposite of itself, two polarities of itself. Now, your soul is energy, right? It's energy is a frequency. So you can look at it like a wave, which is how our minds like to look at things, because they like to look at things as linear. Because in the physical world, also everything is linear. In the realm of the soul, not so much. Everything is infinite. So it goes in all directions at once. So if you think of like say a cell tower, right? There's energy coming out of there, right? And it's going in all different ways in like a cloud. So that's what your soul is. It's a cloud, an infinite cloud that goes on forever in all directions, in every, in 3D or whatever, all directions, all around. It's a cloud. And that cloud is just energy. And your cloud soul is a different frequency from every single other person's soul, every single other energy cloud out there. Not one of them shares the same energetic frequency of your cloud. Just like a fingerprint, just like a snowflake. No two are the same in the whole entire universe, right? Well, it's the same thing with your soul. So you are your soul, and you're your own unique frequency and vibration of energy. A ball of energy is you. That cloud, so to speak. So but you just are, you're just one cloud. I mean, and you are just one frequency, and there's nothing that you can compare yourself to. And the reason why duality exists and why we come into the physical world is because in order to know what something is, you need to know what something is not. You need to see its opposite. Like it's a form of comparison, and that's the way we learn about things. So for example, we have up and we have down. But if down wasn't there, would this be up, or would it just be? Because there's nothing to say that it's up from, right? There's no down. It just is. So you need the down to understand the up, and vice versa. And so that's what our soul needs to do. To understand itself, it needs to make an opposite of itself. And remember, our soul is a cloud of energy. And in energy frequency, opposites come as polarities, okay? So that's how energy is opposite of itself. It forms polarities. And so your soul, when you incarnate, it comes down into your body, and you have a part of your soul in it, right? And then it makes another physical body, comes down to another physical body and incarnates, which would be the body of your twin flame. But it's still the same cloud. So the cloud is still connecting you and that other physical body. You're never separated, which we will get to late in a minute, but you're never separated. So you're still the same energetic cloud. It's just a part of that cloud. Most of it's still in the spiritual realm, but a part of it dips down, or into, however you want to envision that, into the physical realm and into your body, and then also to another physical container of the body of your twin flame. At soul recognition, when you guys meet and you cross paths and you have soul recognition, which is the instant that your soul energy recognizes itself within that other physical vessel, your energy gets activated, and that means the polarities kick in. So in your physical body, your polarity is the push polarity. In your twin flame's physical body, it's the pull polarity. And the twin flame is there. The activation happens in order to learn about yourself. That's why your twin flame is the reverse mirror of you. Your twin flame is there to teach you and show you yourself. And so that's how you learn about yourself. And that's why we are created. And that's how we are created. That's why we even come here in every lifetime, is to learn more about ourselves. And so that is the divine truth of creation. That's why twin flames are here. That's why we are here. That's why we are a twin flame. And that leads me to my second thing to watch out for. Anyone who says that you're special for being a twin flame, or that, not everyone is twin flames, that is blatantly false. Everyone has and is a twin flame. It's how we're created. So if you run into anyone or any kind of program, anything that says, oh no, you're special, it's just you, if you're a twin flame, come here. But no, that implies that everyone's not a twin flame. Everyone is a twin flame. It's how we're created, like I just explained. Why would you and I be created differently than everyone else? That's not true. It's divine truth of creation. It's why everyone is here on the physical world plane right now. It's because they are and they have a twin flame. Now, yes, some twin flames might not be incarnated at the same time. You may be thinking, oh, well, I'm like 30 years older than my twin flame. Obviously we weren't both at the same time, here. One of us existed in the physical world without the other one. And, your twin flame may have transitioned over. And so now you exist here without the twin flame physically here. And that can happen. Yes, that is the case. But, time and space don't matter, and they're irrelevant to the soul. So, it doesn't matter how long you're both incarnated here for, and it doesn't matter, if you are actually incarnated, because you're never separated. And, you can still learn things without the physical form of your twin flame being there. And even the twin flames that have been incarnated, and you have in every lifetime up until now, that have crossed paths with your twin flame, because every twin flame has crossed paths with each other in every lifetime. Even though you didn't have soul recognition, so you didn't even know about twin flames or know that was your twin flame. And like most people now probably didn't have soul recognition of their twin flames, and so they don't know their twin flames or anything about this. That's why they think we're all crazy. But even if they don't have the soul recognition, they still are incarnated here. They're still learning other things before they need to learn about themselves through their twin flame and the soul recognition. So just because your twin flame isn't here the entire time that you're incarnated does not mean that, they didn't need to be incarnated, that you don't have a twin flame, that you aren't twin flames, that they're not going to help you learn about yourself. That doesn't mean anything, because again, time is irrelevant to the soul. And so, sorry, I wrote my notes here. And so the next thing I want you to look out for is anyone who focuses on signs that you are with your twin flame, or signs you've met your twin flame, any kind of physical signs. That's complete and utter bullshit because not everyone's journey manifests physically the same. Everyone's journey is unique and individual. Yes, on the soul energetic level, what's going on is exactly the same. Behind the scenes is all exactly the same. It's push-pull energy, and it needs to be balanced. But how that manifests and shows up in the physical world of everyone is completely as unique and individual as a fingerprint, a snowflake, and for everyone's soul. It's completely individual. So to say that, there's, you've met your twin flame when, there's been, I don't know, what is one of them? I don't even know what people say anymore. Uh, uh, you know, a physical obstacle. Yeah, okay. So physical obstacles are very common amongst twin flames. That is true. But it's also true that there are many twin flames that don't have physical obstacles, and by physical obstacles, I mean, they live in far off places from each other, or there's a huge age difference, or, they one or both are married to other people. Yes, that's very common, but it's also not necessary. You could have none of those and you could still be in a twin flame journey. And that's very labeling, that's very confusing, that's very restrictive, and it's very limiting. And anything limiting is not of the soul. So anyone trying to show you those things, to tell you those things, to list things like that focus on anything physical is limiting. And so they are not coming to this, and they are not approaching this journey from the energetic space that it needs to be approached from, which means they have not gone through their own twin flame journey. So what do they really know of this, And another thing that is often mentioned is that, your lives will parallel each other. And that could be very, very true for some people on the twin flame journey. That could also not even apply to some people on the twin flame journey. Your mind and your fear-based energy wants to box it. It wants to categorize things because it makes it feel more in control and organized, and like it knows what it's talking about, and it can pick things out. But there's just no boxing it. There's no categorizing. Everyone's journey is unique and individual. You can have a soulmate that's not a twin flame that your lives completely parallel, or that you meet and you're both married to other people. Or you can be with your twin flame and none of those things even happened, and they're still your twin flame, and you're on a twin flame journey. So none of that is anything that says they're telling you signs about that you're on a twin flame journey. Please be very wary of that, because those are not real for everyone. Okay, and then the next one is, oh yes, it kind of goes with this one. So focusing on physical events or things as signs that you're with your twin flame. Also, you want to be very careful about, taking advice from or help from anyone who focuses on an end result. For example, focuses on your physical relationship with your twin flame, or focusing on you getting your twin flame. Anyone who makes it about that is not going to help you. You cannot focus on those things. This is a journey that is so much bigger than just having a physical relating experience with your twin flame. And I always say, if you choose, because it is about self-love, which is your twin flame, but not in the sense of the physical sense, but in the sense of your soul. And so, if anyone's focusing on getting your twin flame, or do this, and this to get with him or her, or, your relationship, they're going to come back to you in such and such time, or whatever, run the other way. Do not waste your time and money. Do not put yourself through the pain that will follow that. Because yes, that's exactly what your fear-based push energy wants to hear. But whenever we give our fear-based energy what it wants, it eventually gets, it runs out of that feeling, and then it comes crashing back down, which is when you feel more like shit. So we don't want to give it what it wants. We want to break it of that addiction. So, you cannot get your twin flame by focusing on being with the twin flame. Yes, we all know that's why you're here. We know that's the catalyst. We get that. That goes without saying. Your soul knows that. Your soul's the only one that has to even know about that. That means your mind stays out of that. You don't focus your mind on that. Because when your mind focuses on that, which is what? Your fear-based push addictive energy, it's focusing on the twin flame, the physical form, and pushing the twin flame away. Remember, you push, twin flame pulls. So anyone who tells you to focus on that at all, not going to help you. Okay, next one is, this is a big one. So anyone who mentions healing, oh my goodness. Okay, there's no healing necessary, needed, or involved on the twin flame journey. It has nothing to do with this. You cannot heal from something that isn't sick or broken. You are not sick or broken. You are perfect. You are love. I mean, you are amazing. You are not sick or broken. You do not need to be healed. Your twin flame doesn't need to be healed. Nothing needs to be healed. Your relationship doesn't need to be healed. You're not broken. You can't break apart an energetic cloud of energy. You can't break energy. So there's nothing to heal. There's nothing to fix. Yes, there's pain, but that pain is, it's not something that you can heal. There's the core wound. That's not a wound that you heal. That pain and that wound is there only as an alarm, as like a wake-up call to tell you that, hey, this is something different. This is not normal as for physical relationships. This is not like any other breakup I've been through. This is not a mere breakup. That's what the pain is for. It has to get your attention. It has to. Why? Because if it was just like, if it felt just as bad or good or whatever as any other relationship breakup you've ever had, guess what? You would just go on about your day just like you did with any of those other breakups, right? You wouldn't be obsessing about it. You wouldn't be out looking for help. You wouldn't go searching in these spiritual places that so many of my students have never even thought to search before. You'd be seeing therapists and getting help, and that would work. You'd be healing. But no, that's not what this is about. You do not heal from this. This pain does not need to be healed. This pain goes away once you start right on the right path. The pain is to alert you that, hey, you need to get on another path, and until you find that right path, your pain will go away. So there's nothing to heal. Please, please, please do not waste any money, time, or attention on anyone that is telling you that you need to heal. You do not need to heal. And actually, you can't heal it until you get on the right path. So that would be the healing, but really, there's no healing. It's not like that. You just feel better, and the pain will go away. So that includes things like, energy healing, like Reiki, and nothing against Reiki. It works for everything else. I mean, I'm a certified Reiki practitioner, but it doesn't work for twin flames. So that includes healing. That includes, any other kind of healing you could do, psychological healing, shrinks and therapists and stuff. And yes, that stuff works great for other people, but this is not a journey of the mind. This is a journey of the soul. Cannot work here. And any other type of healing you can think of, stay clear. That's not going to help you here. It's just going to prolong the journey for you and the pain. Moving on. So the next thing, following healing, would be any type of clearing of karma, of emotions, of an emotional pain body or whatever. Again, that has nothing to do with this. Emotions are physical. They are caused by beliefs and our thoughts, which are physical. Our thoughts are put there by what? Whom? That's right, our fear-based addictive energy, our push energy. So just clearing emotions or whatever is not going to help, because until you deal with the energy that's still putting the thoughts and the beliefs in your mind that cause the emotions, guess what? That's futile. That's not going to help. Emotions are physical. This is not a physical journey. This happens on the level of the soul. Regarding karma. So, I mean, I know there's many different fields of thought about karma, and many of them ancient, and sure, regarding general karma, great. It could be right. I mean, I don't know, but here's the thing. Karma generally stems, or is another like shorthand term for the law of cause and effect. And the law of cause and effect is that for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction, and that what you put out, you get what you give. Well, actually, that's the law of reciprocity. So the law of cause and effect is like you are a cause, and whatever you do has an effect somewhere else, right? And when you put energy out in any form, yes, the energy can come back to you. And so that's good and great, and that's wonderful. And karma exists. I mean, that's pretty much a proven thing, I'm pretty sure. However, for the twin flame journey, just like any of these other things I've mentioned, karma is irrelevant. You do not need to clear karma for the twin flame journey. Karma deals, as far as for humans' purposes, with actions and thoughts and whatever energy that you've sent out into the physical 3D world, right? Well, the soul, we're not dealing with energy in the physical 3D world. We're dealing with the soul. And the soul energy transcends anything on the physical 3D world. And if you think about karma, I'm not a real scholar of karma, clearly, but if you think about how people say that you need to clear past life karma with your twin flame in order for you to be with your twin flame, well, that doesn't even make sense, because if you think about it, no matter what energy or karma, whatever you sent out in a previous lifetime, in between that lifetime, you left that there. I mean, you're no longer incarnated in physical form. You are your soul, and your soul in between incarnations goes back into the spiritual realm, and it's just one energetic cloud, remember, of love. So there's no negativity there. It cannot exist where love is. Love and negativity, which is also fear, are mutually exclusive. Fear only exists in the physical realm, in the world of polarity, right? That is fear. There's no fear in the realm of the soul. So in between lifetimes, you leave the physical world and you go into just your realm of your soul, where there is love, there is no fear. So there's no negative energies, therefore no negative karma. And then when you come back and you incarnate again, then okay, you start again into like the field of negative energy. But I mean, you're still always your soul, and your soul is love. And where there's love, there can't be negativity. It just does not exist. So there can't be negative karma that you bring, your soul somehow holds on to and brings into the next lifetime. No, that doesn't even make sense. That just doesn't make sense. It can't happen that way. So the soul, there's no negative past life karma you need to clear with your twin flame. That is just not even a thing. So no clearing of energy, of emotions, and no clearing of past life karma. Your soul transcends anything, even if there is somehow past life karma. Your soul transcends it all, because your soul is the most powerful energy there is next to source. It is pure love energy, and it is the most powerful energy next to source. So it transcends any other kind of negative thought you might have had back 300 years ago in another lifetime. It transcends it all. Okay, so moving on. Oh yeah, this is a good one. So beware anyone that mentions phases and stages and steps along your twin flame journey. I mentioned steps just because it kind of is easier to people to think linearly again, but really it's not a step thing, and there definitely are no phases and stages. So I have students come to me still, and they're just, or even people who apply to talk to become a student of mine and into my coaching programs. And I always ask, what is your current relating situation like with your twin flame, and what is your desired relating situation like with your twin flame? And all the time I get people like, current relating situation in separation, desired relating situation in union. And it's like, where are they? I'm like, well, how are all these people having the same exact terminology and words for these things? I'm like, what's the chances of that? Well, come to find out, there's people out there who are saying you have to go through all these phases and stages, and one of them apparently is separation, and the other one is union. And okay, this is so much bullshit on every level, I can't even tell you. You don't need to go through anything. Learn how to balance your energy, and like that, you can be with your twin flame. You don't have to go through set stages or phases or anything like that. Separation, is there really a stage and phase people are talking about like that? That can't even happen. That's impossible. You cannot be separated from the twin flame. You are the exact same, remember, energetic cloud of soul. You can't separate energy. I mean, energy, soul is like the strongest energy, like I just said, other than source, but even cell phone energy, I mean, walls can't separate it. You can't separate that shit. I mean, some of it can, I guess, when there's no cell reception, but that's a very weak energy compared to your soul. And especially when, it is your soul, it's you. You can't separate from yourself. So there's definitely no stage or phase of separation, okay? Don't even go there with anyone, because they obviously they're in their mind, fear-based energy, and they're trying to make sense of it by like forming some kind of I don't know, like sequence or something. And that's just not the case. Nothing is sequential. Nothing is linear in the twin flame journey. The soul does not work in linear. The soul is everywhere all at once. So it's omnipresent. And that's how strong and powerful and amazing you are. So you're everywhere all at once. So, you know, you don't need to go on a straight line. It's not like that. This journey is cyclical. It's circular. It's more like spiraling, right? That's how I tell my students. It's like a spiral. So you always circle and cycle back around to, you know, the same things. They keep coming up, you know, and so, but you are still moving forward. So it's like a spiral. And so, you know, anything that's saying you have to go through certain paths or linear or phases or stages, and you have to spend a certain amount of time anywhere. There's no time. Your soul doesn't know time. Time's irrelevant. There's no time. It can happen in an instant if you just balance your energy. You know what I mean? That's just awful, and that's just very limiting and very not true. And it's causing, I think, a lot of confusion out there because people just think they have to be separated, and they are separated, and they're not separated. You're not separated, like I said, ever, ever, ever. You're never separated. That is a main problem. That is why, you know, most of these things are not helpful because they are coming from the place of fear, which is the mind, which is the push-pull energy. So they are only feeding other people's fear. They are not coming from a place of soul. And the place of fear always comes from the perception of separation, of lack and scarcity, and so and limitation. So, you know, that's what really all these things are. And so, I mean, it's just ridiculous. And then union. You're always in union because you're never separated, right there. And I don't even know what else to say about that. There is a thing called the sacred twin flame reunion that I will speak about in a bit, but no phases, stages, nothing. No, you can do this as quickly as you want. So yeah, don't worry about lingering or going through or passing through or having to spend a certain amount of time in any phase or stage. You're never separated. There is no separation, and therefore no union necessarily until the sacred twin flame reunion, which we will get to in a minute. Okay, so beware of any readings. Please, readings. I mean, these just seem to be getting more and more ridiculous if like what my students are telling me about that is out here, like on YouTube and everywhere. Readings. Okay, so first of all, if there's a main reading out there for like, and there's like, you know, hundreds of thousands of people tuning in and watching one video with one reading, how is that going to apply to every single person watching that video? How can it? I mean, everyone, like I said, physically, their journey is unique and individual. And that leads to the second part. These readings are focusing on the physicality of the twin flames. You know, like what you can expect from your twin flame this month. They're like, you know, I don't know, what the divine masculine is doing to the divine feminine and all this crap. Like, I'm sorry, but that is just a bunch of bullshit. Again, you cannot focus on you can't come from the physical aspect of this journey. Readings are not going to help you. What do you need to, there's nothing to read. Go inside, find your own energy, balance the shit out of it, and you got it. You know, there's nothing to read. You don't need to listen to anyone. You don't need to readings. You don't need to be paying attention to what's going on in like someone else's divine masculine and feminine or whatever the hell that is. That's all a bunch of bullshit and jargon and out there just to confuse everyone. Including me, actually, because, you know, I'm just like, what? Where did they come up with this shit? So anyway, no readings, no psychics. I love psychics, believe me. I've always had a psychic on speed dial. I love tarot readers. I used to read tarot cards. I have nothing against any of that in general, for any other aspect of your life. Go for it. It does not apply or work with the twin flame. Trust me, most of the money I wasted was on psychics. So it just does not work. It can't, because psychics are there to tell you what your question, your person of interest is doing, thinking, saying, feeling, who they're with, you know, when they're going to get back together with you, and like all this other stuff. But that you can't focus on that in the twin flame journey. Why? Because that's all the physical stuff. You need to just focus on your own energy. This seriously would be so much easier for everyone if they would just go within and focus on their energy, which is the truth of them, and then just balance it, and you got it. You don't need any of this other stuff. This is all just a bunch of bullshit. And it wastes time and money, and again, it makes you feel more like shit in the end. Okay, so the next one is, oh yeah, here's one. Okay, anyone who is putting out there meditations to connect with your twin flame, to communicate with your twin flame. Anyone who thinks you can telepathically communicate with your twin flame or advises you to do so or astrally travel to or with your twin flame, any of that, beware. Okay, here's the thing with all of that. Well, first of all, meditations, we know. If you're focusing on reaching out to your twin flame in a meditation or whatever, guess what? You're focusing on your twin flame. Pushing them away, not helping. About telepathic communications, and again, we're going to talk about this more when we get to talk about the sacred twin flame reunion. However, telepathy, it exists between people. We know that that's been proven. ESP, all of that, wonderful. However, in the twin flame journey, twin flames at this point, where you are until the sacred twin flame reunion, which I will get to, but at this point where we are in human consciousness regarding our twin flames, we do not telepathically communicate with our twin flames. That is your push, fear-based energy. Remember, controlling your mind, and it's very strong, very powerful, very sneaky, making you think you are. It can make you feel, it's so strong and powerful. I remember doing it to me. I literally felt my twin flame on top of me. I woke up one night sleeping in bed, and I could have felt him. It was heavy. It was like there was someone on top of me. And, I was dreaming and all, but it was just my fear-based energy playing tricks on me. Why does it do it? Because every time that you believe in that, you're enabling it. You're giving it a little hit, a little feed of its addiction. You are feeding it. And so it feels a little bit better for a little while, but then it comes back down, which feels more like crap. And as you're feeding it, you're also pushing away your twin flame because you're pushing energy out and focusing on the twin flame. But regarding the telepathy, so telepathy does exist, yes, very valid. However, amongst twin flames, the telepathy that twin flames will have with each other is once they reach a sacred twin flame reunion. Again, we're going to get to that in a minute. But it's telepathy not through the mind. Remember, telepathy now between people is, as we know it in a human form, is mental communication. It's like someone's thinking about something and then, you can write it down in the other room or whatever, right? But that's tuning in mentally. And that's good and great. But remember, twin flames are not about the mind. You cannot get the twin flames at the mind. You are the soul. So, and with your twin flame and only with your twin flame, the telepathy will happen on the soul level. But again, once the sacred twin flame reunion occurs, and we'll get to that shortly. And so anything else at this point in your journey is a figment of your imagination. And yes, you can feel physically these figments, because that's how strong and powerful your fear-based resident junkie addict is to try to get you to feed it. And I know that sounds like unbelievable. I couldn't believe it either when I could literally feel my twin flame on top of me. But no, that is exactly the case, because once you are balanced and with your twin flame, should you choose to be, but even when you're balanced, those things disappear. I mean, you're so in sync and you're with them physically, and none of that is there, because none of that fear-based energy is there or can be there. So I can tell you that is all fear-based energy. Okay, moving on. So what does this say? Oh, yes. Okay. Kundalini, rising feelings and opening of 1,000,000 new chakras and all of this other stuff. That's good and great. Kundalini, I mean, you can get a Kundalini feeling through Kundalini yoga, right? I mean, that is not anything to do with you being on a twin flame journey, and that does not have anything to do with your twin flame at this time. Again, this could come with the sacred twin flame reunion, which we will discuss shortly. And also, what else did I say there? Oh yeah, the opening of the chakras. I mean, supposedly that also comes with the sacred twin flame reunion. I mean, if it does come, I don't know. My teacher didn't tell me that part, but if it does happen, if we do have more chakras that no one's really, really scientifically identified or anything, then, that will happen at the sacred twin flame reunion as well, because it doesn't happen now in this lifetime. Okay. And then another one is, What does this one say? Sorry, I can't read my writing. Oh, yeah, here's one. So beware of anyone who tells you that someone is definitely your twin flame or someone definitely is not your twin flame and just a soulmate or something. That is unethical, first of all. Um, I mean, chances are you felt a pain. You got led here. Your soul is orchestrating everything in your life, even before you're on this journey. I mean, you don't even have to be on the twin flame journey of a soul, to like, your soul's always been doing it. That's who's orchestrating your life, is your soul. Your mind doesn't like you to think that. Your mind and everything you read out there that's created by other people's minds, the collective mind, doesn't want anyone to believe that. They want to believe that, oh, everything is being controlled by you, by your mind, by coincidence or by fate. It's not your soul doing everything. No, your soul is doing everything. So if your soul led you here, which it did if you're here, then chances are it did it for a reason, and the chance is that you are on a twin flame journey, or your soul is ready for you to know this. Now, if you're watching this, you're led to truth. If you're led to other things before this, it just means your soul is not yet, you're not yet ready for the truth. And that's fine and perfect. Everyone's exactly where they're meant to be in every moment. And your soul doesn't fuck up. But, so if you're led to someone and they're saying, oh, yeah, send me information, or, I'll tell you if they're your twin flame or not. No, they don't know if they're your twin flame or not, because if you're on this journey, you're ready for this journey regardless if that person's your twin flame or not. But you know what? Chances are they are if you're on this journey, right? Let's face it. There are very few people I encounter that are not on this journey. And the ones that I do, they have all one very same characteristic about them. And that is they are most likely very confident and very adamant that they are with their twin flame. And that's the one connecting characteristic that they are. Usually, everyone on the journey, for me, my students, most people I know that are actually on the twin flame journey, which is most people who are here watching this, they have some doubt. They kind of are like, how can this be happening to me? Why am I on this journey? Why am I one of the first people ever in the history of humanity to do this? So there is some doubt there usually, and that's perfect, and that's a strong indication that is your twin flame and you're on your twin flame journey. Doubt, believe it or not. Uncertainty, because what is doubt and uncertainty? Fear. And guess who's right here on your twin flame journey with you until you balance it out? That's right, your fear-based addictive push energy. So yes, it will have a lot of doubt and fear in there. So, that's the one thing. If you're here like, this person is my twin flame, I'm not going to listen to you, or blah, blah. Chances are that's not your twin flame. And it's just like, I don't know, wishful thinking or something by people. But most of you, if you have any, there's even a little tiny twinge of doubt at some point along your journey. And that's usually means you're on your twin flame journey. But anyone who's telling you that, yes, someone's your twin flame, no, someone's not. First of all, I can tell you every single one of my students that have come to me and have been told by people numerous times that, no, that's not your twin flame, that's just a soulmate. Obviously, all those people that told them that have been wrong. That is their twin flame. You know better than what anyone else could possibly know. Anyone else, So, and again, no offense to like psychics or energy readers or anything like that. But it's difficult for them to see if someone is or is not your twin flame, because energetically they don't see anything separate, right? Because you are the same energy. And if someone's like, psychics, energy readers, many times, they read energy, like that's what they do. So they can sense if this other energy near you, presence, is strong, is, whatever, resonant with yours or whatever. But if you and your twin flame are already the same energy presence, so they're not going to see anyone else there, right? So that just makes it all, confusing for them, and rightly so. I mean, because it's not a different energy mass. It's you. They're seeing one energy, So anyone who claims to be able to read and tell you if someone's your twin flame or not your twin flame, I don't know, just another reason not to go to psychics for this, because it's very challenging. I mean, they can't even discern between the two energy, between you and your twin flame, because you are the same energy, and they discern between energy, most of them. Okay, moving on. Now, anyone who, oh yes. So anyone who talks about a false twin flame, there are no such things as false twin flames. You have the twin flame, which is you, and then everybody else, okay? Twin flame, and then everybody else. And everybody else that's ever come into your life is a soulmate. Yes, of varying degrees, but a soulmate. Why? Because what I just said is that the soul is constantly magnetizing and bringing in everything into your life. Every person, thing, situation, animal, plant, everything that is in your physical world has been brought in by your soul. And so, therefore, your soul, how does it bring stuff in? Well, it brings in stuff that resonates with where in alignment you are with your soul. So, for example, your soul is just the ball, energetic field of love, right? And anything is possible. Everything is possible. It is everything all at once. So, and you're here, the part of you here in your physical world. Well, as determining in how in alignment you are with your soul, because remember, your fear-based energy is in there keeping you out of alignment with your soul. So the more balanced that is, then the more in alignment you are with your soul, because the less fear-based energy is there keeping you out of alignment, right? So the more you balance your fear-based energy, the more you shift closer into alignment with your soul. So depending where you are in alignment factor with your soul depends on what your soul is going to be magnetizing into your physical world, right? Just through the basic law of attraction, which does not need to be done intentionally. It's always being done, just like gravity. We don't have to try to stick to the ground. We just do. It's the same thing with the law of attraction. Yes, you can be consciously create the law of attraction. Nothing to do with the twin flame ever, because that's through your mind. But your mind can consciously create other things. Great, let it do that. But regarding the twin flame, you can't consciously create. But you don't have to consciously create anything, really, because your soul, the law of attraction, always automatically is working. It's always turned on. So you're always emitting a vibration. You're always emitting a resonance. And that vibration and resonance is in conjunction with how much fear-based energy is present in you right now and how closely aligned to your soul you are. So if you're, depending on where you are in alignment with your soul, you're going to resonate that much alignment of your soul resonance into your life. In other words, you're going to magnetize, your soul's going to bring in via the law of attraction, things, people, situations that are in resonant with that level of your soul that you're aligned with. So anyone that comes in to your physical presence resonates with some part of the resonance that you're putting out compared to like your alignment with your soul. So as you shift closer into alignment with your soul, you are going to attract people, situations, and things that are more in resonance to your true soul vibration. And that includes, yes, your twin flame, but also other people, situations that are more closely in resonance with your true soul vibration. And very commonly, now it doesn't have to happen all the time, remember, everyone's journey is unique and individual, how it plays out physically, but very often your soul during this journey, as you're balancing and you're feeling great, will magnetize in someone else that is so close to your resonance that they just aren't you, but so close enough that they knock you relate with them just like your twin flame. They sweep you away. They knock you off your feet, and you just feel amazing with them, even though you swore you could never be with anyone else again, ever, right? You could never find attraction with anyone else. They just come in least expect it, sweep you off your feet. And why is that? Well, because they resonate with you very strongly because you are more in alignment with your soul. So that would be a soulmate. Also, before you were such alignment with your soul, you would magnetize in people who weren't as in alignment with your true soul vibration because you weren't yet either. So, but those people were soulmates because your soul was still attracting them in, and they resonated with where you were at that point in time in alignment with your soul. And again, a soulmate does not have to be a romantic option. A soulmate can be romantic, it can be a lover, it can be a family member, it can be a sibling, which is a family member, it can be a friend, it can be a pet, it can be someone who comes in to help you, carry your bags to your car. It can be anyone, it is anyone or anything that comes into your physical presence. They're somehow, in some way, shape, or form, whether strongly or weakly, resonating with some part of your vibration, that of your soul, that you are putting out at that time. So there's the twin flame, and there's everybody else. There is no false twin flame. That's just not even a thing. There's a twin flame and there's soulmates of varying degrees. And yes, you can have soulmates that are very close in resonance to you and therefore your twin flame, but there is no false twin flame. Anyone who claims there's a false twin flame, it doesn't know what they're talking about. So I would not waste my time or money or energy or prolong my journey and pain to speak with them. Okay, and finally, now we're going to get to the big one. When people say you have a mission to fulfill with your twin flame. Okay, this is where I'm talking about the sacred twin flame reunion. Okay, so, and this is where I think a lot of this confusion comes from, and understandably so, because, yes, we want to reunite with our twin flames physically, even though we're not separate, we are already united, but, physically it looks like we want to reunite with our twin flames. Okay, that's that. That's all we're doing right now in this lifetime, in this leg of the journey, is learning how to transmute our fear-based energy into love, to balance out our fear-based addictive energy and shift closer into alignment with our soul, which is love. And in so doing, being able to have a stable relationship, physical relationship with our twin flame if we choose to do so. That's it. Physical relationship if we choose to do so, without all that crazy back and forthness, without all, the pain, anything like that, without any drama. That's what this leg of the journey can do. The sacred twin flame reunion is a thing. And that happens when both twin flames reach ascension. Remember, this twin flame journey you're doing right now is the very first step of your ascension. Your ascension has 13 steps or something like that, I think. I don't even know because you know what? I'm not there yet. But, many more steps. And, we're not getting there in this lifetime. But perhaps in the next lifetime or the one after that, when both twin flames have reached ascension, that is when what occurs is called the sacred twin flame reunion. Now, that obviously has nothing to do with coming together physically in this lifetime to be able to have a physical relationship. That's not what this is. The physical twin flame union, again, happens when both twin flames reach ascension, not in this lifetime. And what happens then is where everyone is coming up with so much of this stuff, I think, and that's why the confusion is happening. What happens then is that you come together and you will somehow know or be given this mission, and your balanced, amazing, activated twin flame energy, which is pure unconditional love, will spread out and will fall down on people within a certain mile radius and heal everyone in its path. You and the twin flame will communicate without having to speak. So telepathically, but not through the mind. It's just, you just feel. It's just your soul. You just know. It's not mental telepathy. Nothing through the mind. You have Kundalini rising experiences. You, I guess if there's more chakras, they get all opened up. You don't age. You don't, I guess you look perfect, apparently. I don't know. I have no idea. Like I said, I've never been there. But, that's supposedly when all of that awesome, cool, magical, amazing stuff, I mean, it's all magical and amazing, let's put it that way. But, that's when all of that, mission and fairy tale and just, unbelievable, amazing like stuff occurs. That is the sacred twin flame reunion. So, not in this lifetime. We don't have to worry about all that. So I think this puts a lot of stress on people when they mention this mission that you have to do, because, let's face it, most people on the twin flame journey right now, unless they've been my student or my teachers, are not with their twin flames physically. So they feel like, how are we supposed to do this mission if we're not together? And so a lot of people come to me, and I remember feeling this way too. You feel almost like a failure, like guilty. Like, first of all, you're like, why is this put on my shoulders? And secondly, it's like, because you're told, not everyone is a twin flame. And then, and then you think, well, I have this mission that I have to heal all these people around me. And it's like, but how am I supposed to do that when my twin flame won't even talk to me, when he's blocked me on Facebook or blocked me wherever, right? They've told me to fuck off. So, that's not necessary. You're not going to get there in this lifetime. You have no mission to worry about right now. So take the stress off yourself. If that happens to be a stressor for you, you're not failing. You're not letting the world down. You're not, failing in your mission. Nothing like that. Again, that happens at the sacred twin flame reunion, which is going to be happening in the next lifetime or the next, or whenever you and your twin flame reach ascension. This is the very first step of your ascension. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. So we can take all of that out of there. So anyone who's telling you have to fulfill a mission or do whatever, like, not in this lifetime, don't even worry about that. Stop stressing yourselves out. You have plenty of time before you have to do that, before you have to get there. So anyway, that is the list that I could come up with. If you have any questions about anything else that you see out there, get in touch with me, ask me about it, and I'll be able to, let you know if something is a scam or not. And I just want to, as a disclaimer, say that, I'm not implying that anyone out there is trying to steal money or hurt people or, mislead people or scam people intentionally at all. I'm sure the majority of people out there truly believe what they're teaching and saying and doing. But they're just as confused as most people, because they're also being bombarded with all this information. Purposely or not, whatever their intention is, it's just not helping you if it includes any of the things that I've mentioned here today. So I really hope this helped. I hope that kind of put things in perspective and you learned something, even though this isn't a journey of mentally learning anything, but maybe you resonated, and I hope so, a little bit more. And, really, the answer isn't outside of you. It's not with any of these people. It's not with me. You already know it. It is with you. I can just help you apply it and get there, but it is universal divine truth. And so it's all within. Your soul knows it. Get out of your head, be in your soul, and you'll be on the right path. So thank you for watching, and have a great week. Lots of love.